Hey, welcome to the Zealot BMX YouTube channel. I'm Rahul, and this is Bikes Over Coffee or Coffee Over Bikes. Therefore, first coffee. Today's brew is a little stronger. It's the Marvahulla beans, or Marvulla, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, from KC Roasters, made with an AeroPress. Speaking of good coffee, before we had these good coffees from, these exquisite coffee roasters that have popped up all over the country, हम लोग क्या पीते थे? Instant coffee. या फिर we used to go to Phillips Coffee and buy those beans, which were very, very average. Or we used to wait for a friend or uncle or somebody to go to Coorg in South India and get beans from there and then make better coffee. When we didn't have all that, instant coffee. Same with today's episode. We're going to be talking about chain oil or chain lubes or lubricants, okay? And we're going to find out what we should use and what we should not use. तो let's rewind a bit. जब हमने साइकिलिंग शुरू की थी, एटलीस्ट मैंने, या समझो कुछ 20 साल पहले, साइकिलिंग स्पेसिफिक लूब्स या क्लीनर्स नहीं मिलते थे. There was nothing in the market. So we used to use whatever was available. To clean the chain, we used kerosene, ghaslate, or diesel, or something else, like a household cleaner to clean the chain. And then we used to oil the chain with whatever was available, like say a motor oil, easily available, right? So ये सही नहीं था और एक तरह से गलत भी नहीं था क्योंकि और कुछ नहीं मिलता था, लेकिन आज मिलता है. So let's look at the options that we have in today's episode. Okay, so first let's see what we should not use. Coconut oil. Please don't use this. अब कोई तो रहेगा जो बोलेगा कि मैं इतने सालों से कोकोनट ऑयल यूज कर रहा हूं, नारियल तेल सब मस्त चल रहा है भाई, कोई टेंशन नहीं है, एकदम सही है, यही यूज करने का. हाँ, अगर चॉइस है कि नो ऑयल वर्सेस सम ऑयल और आपने कोकोनट ऑयल चूज किया तो ठीक है. नो ऑयल से तो बेटर है, समथिंग इज बेटर देन नथिंग. बट ये ऑयल आपके सर के लिए बना हुआ है, फॉर योर स्कैल्प, डैंड्रफ के लिए या बाल घुमाने के लिए, स्टाइल के लिए. पता नहीं कौन यूज करता है स्टाइल के लिए, लेकिन कोई लोग हैं. ऑल्सो इट्स एडिबल इन सम केसेस, विच मीन्स आप अपने खाने में डाल सकते हो. तो इसमें जो एडिटिव्स हैं, जो डॉक्टर्स और इंजीनियर्स ने मिलके ये लैब में बनाया है, वो आपके खाने के लिए है या बाल के लिए है, आपकी साइकिल चेन के लिए बिल्कुल नहीं है. एंड व्हाई? लेट मी टेल यू. सो व्हाट विल हैपन इफ यू पुट कोकोनट ऑयल on your bike's chain? It's gonna collect dust, dirt, grime, and it's gonna become really sticky. सब कुछ चिपक जाएगा आपकी चेन के ऊपर. And your chain is not going to move smoothly, and eventually it will lead to loss of power, and it's going to be a mess when you have to actually clean your chain. So avoid using this kind of a product, okay? Please. Next candidate. ऑटोमोटिव ऑयल, यानी कार ऑयल या मोटरसाइकिल ऑयल और इंजन ऑयल. ओके, ये भी काफी लोग यूज करते हैं, मैंने भी यूज किया हुआ है, लेकिन इन द पास्ट व्हेन देयर वाज नो चॉइस. नाउ वी हैव अ चॉइस. सो व्हाट हैपेंस व्हेन यू यूज दिस ऑयल, मोटर ऑयल? ओके, व्हाट हैपेंस? This oil has been designed to stay inside the engine of a vehicle. It is meant to handle high temperatures, and therefore it has additives in it to help it maintain viscosity in that temperature. It's designed by scientists and engineers, okay? And it is so advanced for a car and bike that now I'm going to read something to you which I got from a website. And the oils for motorbikes and cars are also different because they demand different uses. For example, car oils have been used up to 1998 as the base of most motorcycle oils. But as the technology in cars evolved, the oils were modified to meet those modern needs. As a result, additives were added and the friction modifiers were blended with the oil. Although these modifications were positive for use in cars, they were damaging to motorcycles. This was especially the case with motorcycle gearboxes and clutches. Unlike with cars, motorcycles don't use a separate oil for the gearbox, causing the clutches to slip due to the friction modifiers. Oil in motorcycles and scooters is required to run under more intense conditions than in cars because it has to endure hotter temperatures as well as higher engine speeds and a greater power density. बहुत सारा साइंस है, which means अब गाड़ी का तेल मोटरसाइकिल में नहीं यूज कर सकते, मोटरसाइकिल का तेल अब गाड़ी में नहीं यूज कर सकते because both are engineered differently. And that's why you definitely can't use this on your bicycle chain. It's not meant for it. It's meant to be inside an enclosed space where there is no dust. Okay? You're going to be putting oil on your chain which is exposed to dust, mud, dirt, water, grime, and this oil will not be able to handle that. काफी सस्ता मिल सकता है आपको. ये आधा लीटर नहीं, this is 900 ml, almost 1 liter. Okay, and this cost 235 rupees at the local motorcycle shop. But it's going to cause more damage to your chain and sprocket in the long run. So your expenses on those parts will go up. So please don't use something like this. It's not meant for your bicycle. Okay, so these were the pretty, nominal candidates in our lineup. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Okay, there's so much controversy about this product. So many people love it and so many people hate it. I don't hate it. I do use it, but I do not use it on my chain. Okay, I'm talking about WD-40. Now, what is WD-40? Okay, it's an industrial multi-use product that was invented maybe 30, 40, 50 years ago. Okay, it's been around forever basically. And I got to know of WD-40 when they sponsored a BMX racing team back in the 80s. And that's how I got to know about, WD-40, what is this thing? Oh, okay, let's use it. So what do we use WD-40 for? I checked on their website and there's like 500 uses for this product, but I've just taken the 10 most popular ones. Okay. It's a multi-use product. So it stops squeaks on hinges. It removes duct tape and the sticky glue that stays behind. It removes grease and grime. Remember that one. It prevents rust. Drives moisture from tools. So if you have like pliers that are stuck, you can spray them and just loosen up the pliers. It removes surface rust again from tools. It removes gunk and grime from stainless steel. And you can also use it on the rubber parts in your car door or any seals of rubber. It prevents them from drying or cracking. And it also lubricates moving parts. So remember that one too. I'm going to explain that. WD-40. What does WD stand for? It stands for water displacement. I'll explain that. But first, let's understand about WD-40. Can you use it? Should you use it? Well, on some rusted parts or to prevent rust, sure, you can use it. But people use it on their bicycle chains. Is that good or is that bad? Here's my 2 cents. WD-40 is for the lazy biker. Okay, the guy who does not like to do maintenance on his bike, does not want to do maintenance on his bike, but is forced to put some kind of cleaning agent and lubricant on his chain so that he can actually ride his bike. तो उन लोगों के लिए अच्छा है जो बिल्कुल काम नहीं करना चाहते, जो बहुत लेजी हैं. तो WD-40 लो, अपने चेन पर स्प्रे करो, थोड़ा सा ब्रश मारो या नहीं मारो, फिर से WD-40 मारो, कपड़े से वाइप करो और सो जाओ. Your chain will be clean. That much I know. I have tried it. But WD-40 also leaves back certain oils when it evaporates. Okay? So when you ride your bike the next day, it will feel like the chain has been lubricated. But after 2 days, when that oil dries up, your chain will be completely dry. That's when you will feel the difference between a chain lube and WD-40. Because there is no lubrication on your chain right now and the metal parts are just rubbing against each other. So if you use WD-40, you should be just okay. Not great, just okay. If you choose to use it, you won't damage your chain as such. WD-40 will clean it. But like I mentioned, those little oils that will remain on your chain will give you the illusion of lubricating. Okay? And definitely don't use it if you're also going to be using a chain lube, because those oils that remain back from WD-40, when you apply your chain lube, those two will mix and there will be some crossbreeding. That's definitely not good for your chain. So if you're using WD-40, only use WD-40 and get mediocre results in chain power. Cleaning, yes. Power, not so much. Okay, so in conclusion, what should we use on our bicycle chains? I'm thirsty. Hang on. Okay, now we live in a wonderful world where there are lots of chain-specific lubricants and degreasers, or bicycle-specific degreasers and chain lubes available. So we can choose any one of them. Let's start with something that's homegrown, made in India. Loop Lube. This is a Loop Lube chain lube. It's a dry lube. It's called Arid Dry Finish, to be used in dry weather. They also make one to use in wet weather. So if you are riding in wet conditions, you can use that one. And this is the Loop Lube bicycle chain cleaner or degreaser. Same thing. When you use these two together, you will have a superior chain, cleaned and lubricated really, really well. Trust me, I've tried it. And you can also get these products from us, from our website, or just send us an email on zealotbmx@gmail.com and we'd be happy to help you. And what else do we have? What are the other options? Muck Off. I just love the name. It's a killer name. Just Muck Off. Okay, so this is the Muck Off dry lube. Again, they also make a wet lube, but I don't have that at the moment. And this is the Muck Off drivetrain cleaner or degreaser. Now, what I like about Muck Off is this is just a regular spray bottle. It's not pressurized, right? I can even open this and pour it out into a container, dip my brush, and then clean the chain. Okay, so that's the good part about this. Especially when you have a bike with disc brakes like my mountain bike. I like to use that because then I'm not getting spray all over my disc brakes, which is a big nightmare. The chain lube, lovely bottle. It just sprays out drop by drop from this little spout, and there's no overspray. Okay, so it's just a drip bottle. I like the bottle, and it's very easy to use. It's a bit more expensive than Loop Lube, but a great product. Also, plus point, it smells nice. I don't know, it smells like a face cream. You know, it's nice. So now that we've seen what not to use and what to use, what's the conclusion? What should you do? Well, in my experience as a cyclist, I think you should use bicycle-specific lubes, because the day I switched to a bicycle-specific lube, I felt a surge in power in my chain. And I'm not joking. If you want to know what the difference is, just clean your chain, don't lube it for a month, ride around your bike, and then after a month, use this or this on your chain and see the difference. I guarantee you, you will not go back to your old ways. So stick to bicycle-specific lubes for your bicycle chain. That's my advice. Okay? Till next time, like, share, subscribe, and let us know in the comments if there's something you need us to talk about or would like us to talk about. We're going to be doing an episode on how to actually apply these on your chain or look after your bike in wet weather. That's coming up real soon. Till then, remember, don't just rock it, sprocket. See ya.